Hi guys, it's Mew2king.
And I'm Windows.
And today we're going to be talking about the new Rivals of Aether Direct with a whole bunch of new announcements such as rollback netcode, as well as 4 new character announcements, as well as an entirely new 3D game. So one of the major updates is the 4 new characters. So if you've played Rivals of Aether on the PC, you'll know that there's something called the workshop where you can create characters. Now there's over 1,000 characters made, actually over 1,600 characters made. And of all those characters, the top 4 in the devs' opinions and popularity, the top 4 were picked, and these 4 characters will be coming into Rivals of Aether in the near future.
First of the 4, that's going to be Malo. They were actually one of the first characters added to Workshop as a whole, and one of the first characters that just people saw them and they're like, wow, this is really well made. What else can we do with Workshop? What kind of potential do we have? The developer for them actually got added to the dev team officially. Their tag is Geek, and now they do, a bunch of workshop stuff for the team because the devs saw, someone understood it even better than they did. Someone was willing to put in the work for that. So absolutely well deserved on the roster. The whole theme around that character is that they have a bunch of explosives and they're kind of like a zoner type character. So that's going to be cool to see in Rivals because we don't really have anyone that falls into that archetype yet. After them is going to be Hodan. What do you say about Hodan? He's a monkey. He is a monkey. He has a lot of steam attacks. He has a giant towel that he wraps people in and chucks them off stage. He hits very hard. He's one of the main characters that people are seeing now as he is in Workshop and are saying, he's not super balanced right now. But the whole thing with these characters is that the dev team is gonna, they're gonna balance them. They're gonna fine tune them. Once they end up actually coming into the game, it'll be fine. Following them is going to be Palm. Palm is a singer character who's based around Peach. I think Melee Peach in particular. She has, the float mechanic. She has, aerial down air is the same. Nair is the same. Forward air is very similar. So people who like Peach and like that type of character, you have someone to go for. And then there is Olympia, who is like a Shoto-based character. She has, just a lot of Street Fighter aerials, but she also has this gem which she chucks at opponents and can stun them and get combos off of it. All of them just have really unique kits, and I think they're going to be good additions to the game.
Another announcement, if you're interested in history, is going to be a documentary coming out called The Grassroots Element, which is basically going to be a doc on, and I quote from the site, Adam's working on a new doc focused on the development of Rivals and its competitive scene. You get to see how the journey started along with some fantastic interviews from players, devs, organizers, and other community members. This documentary is sure to get you hyped as local competition eventually returns.
Yeah, and so the big distinction between that and something like the Smash Brothers doc is that, the Smash doc focused more on, a specific era of the competitive scene, and that was, the main focus on, the players and those storylines, whereas this is going to be focused on Rivals as a whole, going to be focused more on Dan, and yeah, I recorded a small piece for it myself. I got to work on that, so I'm very excited for it, and I'm looking forward to it coming out.
Now, one of the major announcements you've probably been waiting for, Rivals is having rollback netcode, and it will be available in beta starting in this summer. So that means that, well, if you don't know what rollback is, first off, it's basically, how delay base is the worst thing ever? Well, rollback's basically the best thing ever. If you've ever played Melee Slippy Online, you know that your buttons, when you press them, they come out immediately. So basically, it's almost the same as playing offline. And a lot of similarities that sometimes you forget you're actually playing online because it's that good. Rollback is just that good. And Rivals of Aether is now having rollback, joining Melee Slippy and Ultimate Better Catch Up. So with that said, in the summer, that's when the beta is coming out, which means that tournaments like FPS Online, my tourney series that you should join in the YouTube description, will possibly be having it if it's good enough and ready by then. So you might expect to see some Rivals of Aether rollback high-level gameplay starting as early as this summer.
And then I could actually enter the tournaments. Because yeah, for me, the current delay-based netcode for Rivals, it's very frustrating for me. After playing offline for so long and playing at so many majors, having to deal with delay-based netcode and one that causes frame drops and input drops and all of that, it's not very fun. So I can say that of all the announcements, this is one of the ones I'm most excited for, and a lot of other people are as well.
Another announcement is a game called Dungeons of Aether coming out, which Windows is now going to talk about because he knows it better than me.
Yeah, so Dungeons is a turn-based roguelike that's going to be coming out in 2022. It's set in like the Aether universe, so they have a bunch of new characters. I don't think we've actually seen anyone from the original cast at all. It's all been entirely just new creations. And so that's something the team, they announced last year, but we got to see more gameplay for it this year. We got to see, what some of the actual, like, the tile-based system, how combat's going to work, all of that. So we're going to link in the description the entire list of announcements today, and if you want to see more information about that or anything else that we didn't get to go over, then you can go over there and check it out for yourself.
The last announcement is that there's going to be another Rivals of Aether game coming out. There's no official title for it, but just think of it as Rivals of Aether 2. There's a 39-second video, which it pretty much shows two Zetterburns fighting each other, and as you notice, it's highly updated graphics. It's an entirely 3D game, like 3D models and stuff, instead of just 2D pixel art. And if you also notice, there's shielding and shield grabs. So that the shielding and the grabs and shield grabs are all confirmed. And other than that, it just looks like an entirely new project. Now, in the video, they clearly showed, two of the same character. So since they did this, they probably just tried to optimize two characters just so they can show a trailer. But that means there's probably a lot of work to be done for the other characters. So I don't expect this to be coming out anytime soon. However, it is something to look forward to in the near future. Well, maybe not near future, but it is something to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, the estimated release date for this was 2023, so we still have, a couple of years left to go on that. And that's assuming that, it all lines up with the projected release date. But, God, I cannot wait for this. Because every single issue that Rivals 1 has had, as much as I love the pixel art is a turnoff for a lot of people. And, it just makes people not want to play the game, basically. So having 3D models will be fantastic. It's going to have rollback from the very beginning, so we won't have to wait, 5+ years for that to come out. It's going to be done in Unreal Engine. You don't have to deal with Game Maker Studio anymore. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. And I'm so glad that I have just something to look forward to in the franchise.
So do you think this game will replace Rivals of Aether as the main game in the franchise after this is released?
Probably yes. The one thing I can see keeping Rivals around, the original Rivals around, would be workshop stuff. Because I think it's a lot harder to actually do workshop content in 3D. I'm sure people can do it, but it's obviously a much higher barrier to entry for that. So I could realistically see the workshop scene sticking around for Rivals 1, and then the competitive scene moving on to Rivals 2.
Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before you guys go, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified, but there's also some other things I want to mention. Frame Perfect Series Online is the tournament series I run, and I have Rivals tournaments there once every bi-monthly or so. If you're interested in this, check the YouTube description. Also need YouTube description. If you're interested in getting good at Smash or getting good at Rivals, both me and Windows teach Smash and teach Rivals, and those links will also be in the YouTube description. So definitely consider checking it out if you want to get good at the game. And definitely consider checking out FPS Online if you're interested in Rivals of Aether tournament competitions.
And also down there, you can find a link to my own personal YouTube and my Twitch, where I stream 6 days a week. So if you enjoyed the Direct, if you enjoyed, if you're excited for Rivals, what that has to offer in the future, feel free to give me a follow. I would love to meet some new people.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below and your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time.
See you around.